you want to avoid text that's too small. So if you use the 720p resolution of 1280 by 720, then you've got really tiny text to do with, and people can't even see it. And you've got to do things like pan and zoom and things like that, try to enlarge it, but that takes a lot of work. But you do want to maximize the screen real estate. So, you know, most websites, they're like 1,000 pixels wide, and you'd like to be able to show that without having to, again, resort to the pan and zoom. So, you know, you want to be able to just have that resolution there. And so you want to use the highest resolution possible. But at the same time, you probably should be archiving all of the files that you upload to YouTube. And it's nice to use one file for everything, but you should be definitely archiving everything, because you never know when YouTube could shut your account down, and then you might want to upload them to another service, for example. And if you don't have the recordings and just figure that, you know, they're safe with YouTube, you could be in for a real shocker. You want, if you can, it's good to have a standard resolution that you can use for your public YouTube videos, as well as your public blog, or maybe your private or restricted membership sites, so that you don't have to keep getting used to a certain resolution. So this is the reason that I recommend the resolution of 1024 by 568. This has been recorded in 1024 by 568. It sizes down nicely to 480p. With the larger player in YouTube, you can see it quite well. And I think you can see that from this, for example, that you can see everything quite well. If you go into, for example, a WordPress website, if you're going to demonstrate that, see if this will come up here fairly quickly, then you can see that
takes place. So now we are on
it's quite easy to see.
Well established.
So if you just go down here, for example, and show you how things come up, I've not resized this. I just have this at the 1024 by 568 resolution, and not used any pan and zoom. So this seems to work the best for me. This is Roger Rieslick. This is the best resolution for YouTube recording resolution. I hope this video has been of use. Have a great day.
The profile today, which was definitely a trend day down, and we can see that by the shape of the profile, which is very narrow, thin, with very little.
2.5 years ago, I made this video about the best way to make your videos look crystal clear when you put them online, and it really was the best way, and it didn't cost very much, like $29 for QuickTime Pro. Well, times have changed, and now we've got a better way, and it's even free. It'll help you lose those unwanted gigabytes of flabby, fuzzy images that take hours to upload, and you'll get a crystal clear, crisp and clean, svelte video that uploads in minutes, so you can be more productive with the rest of your day. So stick around and get the skinny on this new flab reduction technique that all the stars are using. Well, the YouTube stars anyway.
Once we get push up towards this level, 4725 to 4740, I'm expecting.
We're going to go to the screen in just a moment, but first I want to tell you about the big change in how to get your videos ready for the web. Hi, I'm Steve Washer with BrainyVideo.com. These days, a lot of editing programs will automatically upload your videos to sites like YouTube or Vimeo. In some cases, it's good enough to pass the Brainy Video sniff test, like with Final Cut Pro. But in many other cases, these automatic modules are useless. Sometimes they make a video that won't even play on your own computer, let alone online. And even if the video file is acceptable, that doesn't mean it's the best possible fit for you. For example, lots of TVs can now play YouTube videos. Some of these screens are enormous. But if you use your editing program's digitizing module, you might end up with a video that when it plays on a TV looks like this. Hey,
probably weekday for
I can't see my feet.
If on the other hand,
Oh, by the way, this nastiness is caused by excessive compression, where so many pixels have been destroyed that you can no longer see the image clearly.
Without bringing much of a selling
So, to avoid this trap, you need to prepare your videos properly for the web and sometimes even for TV. This video will show you how to do that. So one more thing before we go into it. If you know your videos will never be watched on TV, you can upload them at 720p. That's quite big enough for any computer. If you're going to upload them for TV, then use 1080p. So what program are we going to use for all this slimming down business? It's called Handbrake.
Also,
now,
I'm going to give a little review of what's going on.
Before we use Handbrake, we have to go download it from this site. Just select the right version for your operating system and install it. Now we open Handbrake. Now, when Handbrake is open, we go to Source, click on Source. And in this case, we have a video that we'd like to put in here. It's 2.12 gigabytes, about 4 minutes long, and it's only 1280 by 720. That's 720p that I was talking about before. So we'll open it up in Handbrake. It scans it. You want to load your video into Handbrake at the highest possible resolution, up to the resolution of what you shot your video with. So if you shot at 1080p, output it from your editing software at 1080p and at the lowest possible compression. That way you give Handbrake the best quality file to work with. It might be dozens of gigabytes at this point, but that's fine. We're going to do some surgery on it, remove all the pixels we don't need. So, back to the screen. And now let's go to the picture settings. And this is where we can, set the resolution. Now in this case, the highest resolution that we can get is 1280 by 720 because that's what it was shot at. So we're just going to leave this alone. But if we wanted, we could go, see we can't go up any higher, but we could go way down. We could go maybe to 640 by 360, but let's just go up as high as we can, 1280 by 720. And so we'll let that alone. Now, as you notice here, it's going to make an MP4 file, which is all we want. And we're going to give it an average bit rate. Since this is going to a video sharing site, we'll give it an average bit rate of 4,500 kilobits per second. We'll give it 2-pass encoding. That means that will give us a nicer image. And we'll give it a turbo first